This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, ABRP Planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter.
Yo, what's up? Today we're going to do a range test of this Hyundai Inster. It's a quite compact car. It's the poor man's car. It's narrow, light, efficient, but still spacious. So I just want to know, how efficient is it? Well, today I have Isabel with me. She's sick right now, so she wants to go to sleep soon, I think. It's the sleeping time, and it's actually good for her to sleep up right now that she has some mucus. So she adds a bit of weight, but it shouldn't be too relevant. But okay, so here's the thing. We will drive the regular route up here and back again 2 times. We do the 120 test first and then 90 test. Then we see how efficient is this. Okay, let's check the weight now. This is outside of the driving cycle, and the car is completely empty. It's actually a different day. Front axle, wait, is it kaput? It's flickering. 860 kilograms. The whole car. It should be front heavy because it's front wheel drive. 1500. Wow, that is light with 80 kilogram driver. Impressive. Well, we're on the move, and we have to cruise at 123 on the speed though. Wait, it goes a bit up and down. Yeah, to match 120. And then at Mjøsen we have some wind from the north right now. And today it is nice and warm. We are at the end of March and it's 14, well, okay, it was 14. 13 degrees Celsius over here. That should yield some good consumption numbers. But despite that this is a small car and shorter than 4 meters long, it is still quite comfortable in here, even on motorway speeds. However, it doesn't feel as stable as a bigger car, but for this class, I think it's quite good. But the noise level you can hear is not that great. Okay, we have slight headwind, but a bit noisy. I guess they couldn't soundproof it too much. If you hear some music, it's just some lullabies I have to play for Isabel. Yeah. Wow, over here at Strandlyset, there's almost no wind. That means quite good driving condition then. Over here 10 degrees Celsius, but the consumption, 221 watt-hour per kilometer. You know, this car has a drag coefficient of 0.306, supposedly, if I remember correctly. It doesn't sound like very good, but because we have low frontal area, then the total drag might not be that bad. And you know, Korean cars, the drivetrain is very good and efficient, but it's not that powerful. Only 116 horsepower and 147 newton meter torque. But when it comes to the auto steer, it's doing a pretty good job. I've driven it on B roads yesterday to Yale and back, and it stayed on the road, and it's doing I mean, it's driving quite comfortably, not doing any jerky movements and that. We just passed the joint, or the what you call it again, the merge, also no problem. Yeah, this is something many people are wondering about. How is the auto steer? And how to say, it's quite good. All right, the result: 212 watt-hour per kilometer. That is. Well, is it good? 13 degrees outside? Well, let's try the 90 test then. Okay, so this time we have to cruise at 93 kilometers per hour. And see when we navigate to Rudshøgda, click here. It will show you how many percent you will arrive with. 29%, but I'm not sure how it calculates it. It might guess that I'm gonna go on the speed limit, which I'm not doing right now. So. Alright, and also nice that we have a compass here, but this is useful. Altitude, you can see how many meters over sea level we are. And then if you swipe here, you get this, or you get this, which is not that useful, but in other screens maybe. But Inster doesn't seem to have that screen for showing how much power you're using for HVAC or motor or other electronics like the other Korean cars. And at 90 kilometers per hour, the noise levels become slightly better, but still feel like it's not the quietest car out there. And we have Continental Viking Contact 8 tires, Not sure how quiet they are compared to many of the Nuke and Hakkapeliitta R5 EV tires, but yeah, well, I should mention that the surface here, the asphalt here, is quite rough, and that also adds more road noise. We've been driving for a little while now. We are at Tangen, and over here the consumption is 146 watt-hour per kilometer. Wow, what the heck? That means that the low-speed test versus the high-speed test, we have around 50% increase in consumption. Normally, with efficient cars like Tesla, you will have only around 30%, and then boxier cars, typically SUVs, they have 40% increase. Here, 50%? Really? Okay, well, we have to do the full loop first before we get the real answer here. Okay, let's test how well this car can coast. It's probably quite light, so we don't have that advantage, but what about other things? Small frontal area. See. Wait for it to go negative. Okay, then. Now, put the car in neutral, and then we go downhill. And the cool thing is that you can actually have auto steer now. Even in neutral, you can have auto steer. Wait, huh? Are we in neutral? Yes, we're in neutral. Oh, we're barely picking up speed here. I've seen the indication before when I tried to hold some other places that it doesn't do it that well in coasting. Well, what you need is high enough mass so you get lots of potential energy on the way down, but also low drag coefficient, or or CDA. But here, yeah, I feel like we are slowing down already. And then it starts flattening out. But maybe it's still able to glide well in this part. Yeah, it's still going downhill. Well, at least it did it better than the Ford F-150, right? Well, or actually, will it? No, not really. Oh, roughly the same here. Okay, that's it. Cruise control there. Wow. Okay, we had slight headwind, but it was 12 degrees outside. Maybe the car was too light, and maybe it's not the most aerodynamic car. Alright, this time we consume 146 watt-hour per kilometer. Wow. And then the distance reported is 144.8. It's supposed to be 146. So this car underreports by 0.8%. So that means that the consumption is 0.8% lower. Okay, now I'm gonna go home. Isabel woke up, so I'll show you guys charging also. But let's see here, 16 to 22 degrees Celsius. We have not preheated. It just stays nice and warm. That's good. Let me see. Maybe I want to try some V2 supercharger. We have it right over there, Nebenes. Alright, we're here, and the charge port is in the front, like Kona and e-Niro. It's kind of clumsy. But yeah, look at this. Voltage is so low, and it's actually not the lowest you can find. 285.9 volts at 11%. And the standard range with the smaller battery has even lower voltage than this. Do we even call this high voltage? Huh? Are the cables orange, or are they just regular color? Well, let's plug in and see what kind of speed we get. Well, we're charging now, ramping up. Charging screen is nice. Shows you how long it's going to take to, well, 80%, I suppose. No, wait, no. To 100%, 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then to 80%, 30 minutes. Well, that's not very fast, is it? And then we see kilowatt down here, range. Everything is here, yes, nice. But these cars, they seem to be limited to 269 amps or something. You'll see it here. The amps are ramping up, and then it will eventually stop. But it works at V2 supercharger. This is 400 volts, and the car is 400 volt architecture. Yeah. No, it was 238 amps. Yeah. Or 7 or 8. And that's the charging speed we get now, and then eventually when the voltage goes higher, then we get slightly faster. So, so it's not charging very fast, and at high speed it's kind of thirsty. At low speed it's better, but I mean, this is a city car, right? We are back home, and now I'm going to do the sound test. Yeah, I couldn't do it because Isabel was here, but she's inside now. So let's see. There's no brand on the speaker, it's probably some no name. I mean, there's still some bass here, but it just sounds a bit not that detailed. It's just, I'm not sure how to put this, but it doesn't sound that great. Okay, what about the Arctic Circle song then? As usual, I use high quality uncompressed WAV file, CD quality, 44 kilohertz sample rate, 16-bit stereo. That is the best. I mean, if you're just lumping around town and just want to listen to some music, then this is perfectly fine. But the bass seems slightly non-linear. So it's not a high-end system. What about this bright voice then? Well, I mean, no, as far as I know, there's no subwoofer, but still okay sound, okay bass here. Sounds pretty good for a poor man's stereo. What about rattling? There must be rattling here, right? Very little rattling, maybe a little bit. Well, a bass. Okay. It actually plays it well. But then if I try to crank up now, yeah, then we get distortion and then some clipping. But overall, okay sound system. Maybe I'll give it a 5. But okay. Anyway, about the range. So what we've seen today is that we can actually get 323 kilometers of range. That's okay, that's close-ish to the VLTP, but it's not summer consumption, you know. Today it was cold-ish, it's springtime. But things totally change once you go much faster. Then because of the poor drag coefficient, I assume then the range goes hasta la vista. So this makes me wonder, when they do 1,000 kilometer challenge and go even faster, how bad will the consumption be? And then what about the time? And then well, the charging is not that fast, but I already estimated that 1,000 kilometer will take roughly 11 hours and 40 minutes. We have to see. You guys want to see it, right? Yes. But at least this car should be faster than Dacia Spring, right? I haven't been able to test it yet. Yeah, but okay. I mean, overall, it is a nice car. Affordable car, yes, quite compact, really small, but still rides okay. You know, it's not super comfortable, but for a small car like that, I almost call it a micro car. Then I think it works really well. And also in the back here, there's really smart solution for space in the back seat and in the trunk. There you can slide the seats and all that. You can fold the front seat. You know, eventually I need to try some camping in here, yeah. It sounds like madness, but yeah. But there are also all the other alternatives I maybe should check out. For example, Volkswagen ID3 Pure, the 45 kilowatt hour battery, whatever it was. And well, if you pay a little bit extra, around 10% more, you can get a Model 3 SR Plus. That has just way better soundproofing and ride and charging speed. But of course, if you're a pro man, maybe you also want to go for something like E30X or the Nami box. I haven't tested those, but I think this from Hyundai or the Koreans is still a pretty strong candidate. Yeah. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.